Sunday afternoon.
Happy Sunday.
So we are here to talk about the Awakening Hope Retreat and to hopefully give you a little bit of information about the retreat, what it's like from the eyes of someone who's not only been once now, but who's been twice, Meagan.
Yep.
So I started doing this retreat about 3 years ago. I felt really called from the heart to develop and offer a retreat for women that was empowering and that really helped us to live with intention and on purpose. And so the outcome was the Awakening Hope Retreat, and we just wrapped up the third one in April, and it was the biggest one yet, and a wonderful experience. What I find is they're all a little different, but they're all magical. And the other thing I find is that when someone comes with an open heart and mind and with an intention to heal, to find direction, to find clarity, that it always happens.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we're going to talk a little bit with Meagan, who I love dearly.
I love you.
She's
too.
a beautiful
Thank you.
soul, and as you can tell by her beautiful smile.
Oh, we have one.
Hey, hi.
Hello.
That so anyway, Meagan is going to talk a little bit. I'm going to ask her some questions. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask us as well. We're happy to answer them. The retreat takes place in Sedona. It's Wednesday through Sunday, and we'll talk a little bit about different aspects of it this afternoon. So first, hey Meagan.
Hey, Hope.
So what drew you to this retreat in the first place? Why did you decide to come?
Well, Hope is a beautiful soul as well, and she was the main reason for me going. We were having lunch together, and she told me about the retreat, and it was very far-fetched for me at the time. And it was something I had never done for myself, but she gave me the inspiration I needed to make the commitment and to start saving up, and I did, and I went. So
Yeah. And how was it?
it was fantastic. I loved it so much that I went back again. So I have been twice, as she said earlier. But it is a very magical experience if you're looking for something to kind of heighten your spiritual development that you're already on, the course that you're already on in your life. It definitely will do that. If you don't have a practice in place and you want to develop that, it will do that for you as well. It will activate your desire for that. So it is quite awesome.
Well, and the one thing that I really want everybody to know that is considering this retreat is that you don't have to be a really experienced yogi or meditator or hiker. So it really sort of the way that I teach and my philosophy is that we all just meet each other where we are. So you don't have to worry about not being quote unquote good enough or having a strong enough practice. I've actually had folks come on this retreat that have never ever done a yoga class, and hey Katie, and then I've had people who are experienced yogis that come. So and just people from all walks of life, and I think that's what makes it beautiful and maybe a little unique. And we all just spend time creating a sacred circle and holding space for one another to do the work of going inward, of learning more about ourselves, of healing, and of maybe recharting our course, if that is the intention or the goal. The thing that I find is the universe always sends just exactly the right people at just exactly the right time, and it's always magical every time. I'm just blown away at the things that happen whenever I would say that it's very powerful to unplug away from your current life and situation and
Absolutely.
day-to-day routine, and to be able to focus on yourself. You want to
Absolutely.
talk a little bit about how that was for you?
Sure. It is a very great thing to get away and to have that retreat setting where you really can create a space that's just for you and you focus on yourself and you can go within. that really helped me to bring that into my everyday routine. I now have a meditation room and I'm able to meditate in there, and I just think going within and learning how to really get quiet is something that we can all benefit from, especially in such a loud, noisy world. So it's very, very important, and I'm grateful to take that back from the retreat.
The setting is really incredible too. I don't know if you've heard about Sedona, if you've ever been to Sedona, but it's a very spiritual place. One of the most spiritual places in the world, apparently, and it's just so beautiful. And every day we go hiking. And okay, so Judith is asking, what was it like to hike?
The hiking was incredible. Like she said, you are able to show up as you are, so you don't have to worry about any prior experience. Just come as you are. We have people of all walks of life, like she said, all have different levels of experience. And so the hike itself was slow pace. You're able to go at your own pace. It was absolutely beautiful with all the red rocks and beautiful nature that we were surrounded by. And then when you get to a certain platform to do the yoga, it's just like the icing on the cake. So we would often read something beautiful. Hope would often read something beautiful before we got started, sort of as a theme that we focused on. So it was just a wonderful combination of the hiking plus the meditative, restorative aspects of the yoga. So
there's so many aspects, from the food to the massage to the location to the program, which builds throughout your time there to help to move inward. And I printed out a couple of pictures. Of course, I've got a lot of these on my website, but here's a picture of one of the hikes we do where we climb up. This is an energy vortex, so I would love to see you guys sitting here one day and enjoying the beautiful energy and the beautiful view. And then here's one of Meagan last year on the retreat. You can see she's looking pretty powerful right there. That was during a hike. And that is Cathedral Rock behind her. If you can see that area right here. We actually hike over there one day and do a sunrise yoga and meditation at the base, the first plateau of Cathedral Rock, and it's absolutely stunning, wouldn't you say? Mm-hmm. Of course, all the views are stunning. And the place that we stay is incredible. You want to talk a little bit about what your experience? We stay at this beautiful bed and breakfast. It's right on Oak Creek, and it's got just as much character as Sedona does. So
the inn is gorgeous, like she said, spectacular views around us. We have a place where we sit and rest on the hikes. I know I did. That was very relaxing. We have a creekside breakfast right there on the inn. Near that, there was a place where we got our massages, which is slightly outdoors, but still a very sacred, private place. That was absolutely beautiful. That was definitely one massage I wanted to pretty much never end. It was that good. It's just beautiful. We have all kinds of green surrounded in our space where we stay, and I think some people find that surprising because you think of Sedona, you just think of red rocks, but there was greenery around us, and we had the creek, which was even better. And
Sedona is like this, it's almost like driving into a magical place in the middle of Arizona or something. So you drive, I always fly into Phoenix, and that's usually what most people do, and then drive to Sedona. And all of a sudden you go around this curve and it just opens up into this jaw-droppingly, stunningly beautiful place. I don't know how else, it's just majestic. And so it's just the perfect setting to be able to create this space and do this work that we do while we're there. So what would you say was your biggest takeaway the first time you went?
The first time I went, I definitely gained some confidence. I was trying to become more open and more vulnerable. And this trip really helps me to do that because we do have a group of women who have like minds and they're trying to do the same things for themselves in terms of growth and development. But we also did activities that created that space to open up, and we developed trust, and it was just very sacred, and it made me very comfortable in expressing myself in deep ways. And so that was really great to recognize how much more confident I was going forward. So So, and that led me to even a more heightened experience of spiritual growth. So that was great.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. I just want to do a shout out to our awesome chef, Taylor Dean, who does our food, which everybody raves about. My philosophy on the food is I want people to come and feel really nourished, but not deprived. And I can guarantee you won't feel deprived, right?
Not at all.
Like the best food ever. Taylor makes everything with love, and it's really her heart to cook for people. So just like it's the person that does the massages, it's her heart. That's how she shares her love and herself. And so it's just this awesome group of people that is supporting us while we're there and creating this magical experience. And they're just layer after layer after layer of that is what people find, and what I hear from those who have been is that there are just so many gifts that unfold in the time that you're there. Whether it's incredible food. In our next retreat, Taylor's actually going to do demos of her food because everybody asks her for her recipes and wants to know how she did it. So she's going to do some demos for us, share her recipes. Let's see, what else? What about, we've talked about the hiking. What about the yoga?
The yoga is fantastic. Again, you're able to come as you are. There's all types of different people from different levels of physical abilities. We were all able to meet ourselves where we were and do our own yoga practices. And Hope is a great teacher for yoga, and she will encourage you to do what's right for you. And we would always start with a beautiful quote or some type of opening theme to focus on. And the yoga was always just very restorative and exactly what you needed for that day. So.
Yeah, so or you may not know, my teaching philosophy is that our path is where our feet are, so that we might as well start there. So I encourage everyone to start where they are and to meet themselves where they are, because the honest truth is we can't start anyplace else, and when we try to, it never works very well. So I encourage everyone, and I've had, I mentioned, I don't know if it was here or before where I mentioned that I had someone come that had never done a yoga class, and she absolutely loved the program and loved yoga. And I've had folks come, I had somebody come this past retreat that had primary lymphedema in both of her legs, and I did not find this out. She brought her walking sticks and she just kept right along, and in the end she did an interview which I need to edit and get published, but talking about her experience that she had never hiked before, and she hiked up, kept up with everybody, and she said it was so empowering for her to turn around up on those mountains and say, I did this. So it's experiences like that keep me fueled to do more and to invite people and to share this journey with folks, as we all learn and grow when we have opportunities to do these kind of things. So let me ask you this. You had been once, and the universe sort of created an opening for you to come again. Mm-hmm. And was it worth it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I grew a lot from it. I felt like what I wanted to be activated within me was, and it took me deeper within, but that helped me to learn more about my purpose and my path here on the earth. And so it was definitely a wonderful experience, and it led to many great things. So
awesome. Well, it was certainly wonderful to have you there, that's for sure. So let's see, what else? The next scheduled retreat is September 5th through 9th of this year. And I would love to answer any questions that you have or talk to you personally. You can visit my website at www.hopeshoga.com to find out more information. And it's something, I know it's hard to make a commitment for self-care. We're all so busy and our lives are busy, and there's so many people that we as women take care of and support in one way or the other. And so I just encourage you to take some time to consider taking care of yourself and doing something kind for yourself, because I think it's worth it. There's a quote that I saw the other day that Marianne Williamson put out, and I wanted to share that because I think that it sort of says it all. It says, "Without nourishing our own souls, we can't nourish the world. For we cannot give what we do not have." So it's really important that we fill our own wells. And as we attend to our souls and practice self-care, we're better able to emanate the light, our light, into the world, and to share that light with other people. So it's really important that we take time out for ourselves, and this is one beautiful way to do it.
Absolutely, it is.
Go ahead. No.
I always say, like, we always feed ourselves with food, and that's great, but we hardly take the time to feed our spirits, and I think this is just a wonderful way to really nourish yourself on so many different levels. So do it. I highly, highly recommend that you do it.
Yeah, so let's see. I don't think we talked about, I wanted just to talk about your experience with the other folks in our sacred circle and in the experience in general, what it's like to sit with other like-minded people, women, and support them and have them supporting you.
It's very powerful. It is a powerful experience to sit around people who are like-minded and they are, focused on their own growth, but yet creating the space for you to shine and to find your own light as well. So it just feels very sacred and trustworthy, and just a beautiful, empowering experience. Empowering is a great way to describe that.
Yeah. All right. So, well, it's been such a pleasure to share this time with you and with Meagan. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And once again, you can go to my website, www.hopesyoga.com, to learn more. You can message me, email me, call me, anything. Thank you, Julie. Yeah, a safe space. I would say it's all about creating a safe space, a container where we can unpack whatever it is that we need to unpack, and to be able to create space, invite that release, and then inspiring growth. And we have room to do it then, right? Mm-hmm. Once we feel safe, and once we are able to sort of unpack whatever it is for us. And we all have stuff in our lives, right? And we're busy and we're stressed, and it's a beautiful experience to be able to do that. And the other thing that happens is you might just meet some lifelong friends while you're there. Mm-hmm. So
it's very healing.
Yeah, it's a great place to grow and to heal. So thank you so much, and I wish you the most beautiful day, and I hope to hear from you, and I hope to see you in Sedona soon.
Yes, we do hope to see you in Sedona. Thank you so much for joining.
Love you. Namaste.
I love you. Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste. Bye.